on shot, the Vintech. Oh.
And the Triple M coming in with.
Young Dan thought that he was on the job with his old man on the ferries.
There'll be some action here. So historically there've been collisions and incidents at this mark in this winter region, but fortunately everybody's got around cleanly.
There's still a little bit of yelling going on, always.
Well, that's polite discussion for these folks.
That was polite. I thought it was reasonably polite.
Just letting you know you're there, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So out the front we've got the Asco, the Noakes and the Rag off and away, but our second group, Smeg.
The Vintech has still got to come back and try and undo himself behind us. They've got to come back out and around this mark and then a little tack and then a bear away and then a dial up. They're going to have plenty on.
I'm tired just listening to you talk about it. Oh. The fin port's made up plenty though, Quigs. They've been pretty calm and just powered down around the outside of the other guys that are all caught in the squeezing match.
Yeah, you'd have to say them and the Smeg with the big improvers down there.
Yep.
We've got our third group with the Ilvi, Vintech, Marine, Kitchen Maker and Woody. I'm not quite sure what happened to Woody.
He just didn't put a chute back up.
Right. Okay.
We've been that far back. Surely he's had a swim.
No, he didn't put a chute up. I don't think he swam.
Right.
And the Vintech managed to complete their little undoing and they're now back off and racing. Untied himself and off they're gone.
I've got a knot in the halyard.
Passing manoeuvre to leeward there by the Vintech. So we've got a big spread in our fleet, boys.
Wait for the Dal Zotto to go past and we'll go flying up and try and catch up with the lead pack. See what's going on. And in the background behind the Dal Zotto you've got the Quality Marine Clothing with the Hayer on the mainsail. That's a Vet Heritage. She's new to the class this year.
Yeah, Vet and Richard
60s.
Heritage and Daniel McLaughlin.
Yep.
Good Cronulla boy. And just here on the Dal Zotto, another good Cronulla boy packing the chute, Timmy Narborough. Along with Bang and Jack Sprague this year.
Get up to the weather side of the course and try and get in a bit flatter water.
Pretty fresh down here, Bucko, down this end.
Yeah, where the camera cat is, we're sort of about mid-fleet, bit of 18 to 20 here. And
Just on the kitchen
tide, flooding, but the whole fleet on the left edge.
And this bottom half of the course made a little bit tricky when you get to the bottom because the swell rolls in through the hedge, so you actually get a cross swell. Generally the fleet fairly accomplished for the second race. I was expecting a few more thrills and spills, Bucko, but they're acquitting themselves reasonably well.
They've gone okay. The fleet holding together quite well for the rusty part of the season. Wow, that's a gentle increase of wind here. Smoother water up on this shore.
We had a big split here, Bucko, between the Asco over on the western shore and shore out on the Noakes, who's right up in here. The Rags followed Asco down there to down towards Bradley's. Yeah. Swinging this camera around, we should be on the Smeg by now.
So we've got Ash Rookland, steering this Meg today, doing a lovely job there.
Yeah, it's not quite right, is it?
It's a
Pretty
little
deep
open.
through the midsection there, right?
This one a bit deep at the bottom back, please.
Yeah, it is a little. It's probably gone for a bit more twist than they normally would, but it is fairly fresh.
It's a good solid pump coming here.
You can see from their stay, their levers are fully maxed down, so they've gone maximum rig tension there. But no, that's quite fresh. What do you got it there, Bucko?
20.
Yeah,
Let's get the thing of the pump up.
solid 20.
So a little bit above with a bit of new cloud and maybe just the hint of some rain inland of us. And they've dropped back considerably. Asco and Ragged Famish have gone away substantially.
They're sailing a different breeze, aren't they?
Yes.
You know, poor old Noakes is 10 or 15 down in their tail, and the rag's lifting out round their bow there, doing a nice job.
Looks like Asco will lead by about 30 seconds there, perhaps a little more. And about the same between Rag and Noakes.
They just poked out around the corner and got into some different breeze, and now they're on equal footing, you'd say. Great footage on board the Noakes there.
Plenty of
They're smoking.
Guys, nothing easy about the next leg either. You know, lead up to the back of Shark Island there, and then a very awkward reach down to
bit of a green one, sorry,
down to
boys.
where the start finish line was.
So we're on the Rag and Famish here now. You can't see, but immediately down to Lou and Pete Caligula, the sponsor of the Rags, down there keeping a keen eye on what they're doing. But that looks pretty nice setup to me, Bucko.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Yeah, they were unfortunate and they broke the bottom section of their mast just before the JJ last year,
Yeah.
and they never really got going in the tail end of the season. But that mast has been repaired, and that's quite a nice setup there. They're looking solid. So we were talking before that these guys have found a way to lose races.
Yeah,
You know,
really.
so we've got to hope that they just conservative now, look behind them. The rest of the fleet's a long way behind. All they got to do is get around and keep a bit of pressure on Asco, and they'll be on the podium.
Yeah, but there's plenty of room for incidents though, mate, isn't there?
Yeah.
Plenty of potential.
Setting up for attack here, I think you'll find, yeah. There they go. Not a bad tack at all, really.
Yeah, nice tack.
More tack as well, how's that?
They might have even made a little bit up on Asco there.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think we've seen them as they come out of like Watson's Bay there was a lot more gains down lower on the track than closer up into Watson's Bay and over that side. So, you know, the Rag being able to stay out here in the middle might have been able to pick up a bit more of a shift.
And if you cast your eyes just to the left of the Rag, boys, you'll see the fin port.
Sneaking along.
Currently stalking Sean. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, they've come up that beat very smartly, haven't they?
They have done well.
rag for this cross. Oh yeah, the fin port really has, haven't they? Monstered up this one.
A little bit of an unfortunate knock there for the rag. The Asco gets their turn.
So have and have nots, isn't it?
There's quite a bit of variation in the breeze direction, Bucko. It's not as stable as I thought it might be.
No, bits of cold air and bits of warm air. This is probably the most stable is this part here of the beach with the wind funneling over the Rose Bay Golf Course. The rest of it is all pretty land influenced and a lot of variation.
So if you're Bryce Edwards on the rag, where are you going now, Bucko? You going to go left or over to the island?
I'm going to the low line. I'm minimising tacks.
Yep.
Because the tacks are quite expensive. Even this wind speed. Gee, the foot of their jib set up pretty deep though, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yep. For these conditions, nice twist profile on the leech, but it is a little deep at the bottom.
You could pass that information to them after the race, perhaps.
I think maybe you just did.
The power of broadcast. Asco on a very nice line up the right-hand side.
Yeah,
Get Andy to come around to our right. You'll see fin ports now in front of Noakes. Keep coming around to your right there, Andy.
Yep.
Keep coming around. You pick them up just under the harbour bridge there. All right.
Look at this thing, quick.
So nice tack there by Doro Monty and Harry Bethwaite. They're looking solid, looking really good.
Nice easy lay into the weather mark. Can be a little tricky this bear away here. Little two-star reach to get over the wharf on the western edge of Shark Island.
They're comfortable, got cracked headsail.
Yeah. And a big bit of wind coming over for their bear away. And I know the boys will be looking at a lull and then perhaps one of the strongest puffs we've seen in Rose Bay today. Wow.
A little bit of chop, just
Yep.
spectator wash
Watch
to
this
make
one.
it.
It's a smasher.
Yeah. Bang off.
Little two-star reach over to the post. Wow, can't get the bow down.
Well, they've got the front buoy on them at the moment.
Yep. No, they're okay now. Good-o. Hoisting. Beautiful. Oh, a bit early perhaps, boys and girls, eh?
I think once you get Monty out there, you should be half all right.
I think they'll end up all right.
Yeah, no.
After they get under the lull under Port Piper. But it is tight. Looks tight,
No,
doesn't
it's
it?
tight. It is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to just get out of here.
Rotating around. So the rag's next around. Good, nice work by them. That work, and then third we have the fin port.
Yeah, the fin port stormed up that beak.
They did indeed.
And I have to report the leader is not laying over the top of Bradley's head on the next leg. As we sort of anticipated.
Yeah.
Another tough outing for the bowmen.
Well, they've got a nice little meeting coming up with the Acor cruise boat down there.
I think he's okay on that one.
He's right. So back at the mark, we've got Noakes just heading around. Oh, on the Smeg. What's happened to the Smeg?
Smeg.
Just to the right of us.
No, they've got it back.
Good save.
The Asco just knocking it off down there.
Well, the Asco in a bit of trouble actually on the drop. Far, not in the camera shot, guys, but the leader having a bit of bother getting his shoot off.
The Smeg's back up and running here with AOL coming in right behind him and the Bing Lee. So,
yeah. It's an
and
opportunity here.
John O'Witty.
The Rag's in trouble as well. They've had a little dial up, an involuntary dial up.
Yeah.
And we would predict that the Finport will be on the podium at the end of this leg. And perhaps even in second. Ooh, what is happening with the Rag? They're facing the wrong way.
No, they're all right. They're just getting their shoot up, I think.
Shoot up, okay.
Yeah. So they've got a good opportunity here. Get that shoot up. Unfortunately, it's a windward set again. So, you know, the Ilvy having a pretty good race today, boys. Just behind the second pack. The Bingley, the Smeg Appliances online. And the Ilvy. I saw Claire Kowalski in the park today. She's out on the ferry again, watching her boys go around.
The Ilvay looking pretty good here. Two-sail reaching.
Yeah, they've got John O'Witty on board this year, Pedro in the middle, and Greg Dixon's in the bow today, so we probably should have put some money on them. Except for that little incident at the start, but we've forgotten about that, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right. It's been deleted from the video.
I think that was just him improving his handicap, wasn't it?
Perhaps.
Here they go, they're going for a set.
Awkward leg this one.
Yeah.
Very untidy. Here they go. They're in danger here. Puff coming on them. Shoot not cleanly out of the bag.
No, they're going a solo set.
And you can't see it, I don't think. They're on the Ilvy, doing the windward set there, but the... So down on Bradley's head, we've got the Rag. Keegan trying hard to get around.
No, he's there. He's good. He's good as done, mate.
Yep. Even with the spectator ferry.
Well, they've done a good job there.
Yeah.
They're up into second.
Yeah.
John O'Witty might have regretted not just waiting another 30 seconds or a minute.
Well, he's taken it on.
Yep.
Fortune favours the bold.
Sometimes.
Might get a light spot. If he does, he's made 3 or 4 places.
Yep. He's got a light spot now. Oh, and the poor old Finport behind the spectator ferry.
Yeah.
Sean's coming in to join them.
Danger. Oh no, Sean's trying to get over its bow.
Andy, we need to get this camera around facing forward, mate, where we can, please.
Oh, Sean's going to a dangerous place there.
Double ferry action off the bow.
Cost the Finport a little, but anyway.
So all the while the Asco's off sailing away, we've got Noakes, Keegan York on the Finport, and Bryce Edwards' team on the Rag. Oh, just about to go into windward behind the ferry wash.
And look at Sean.
Look at Sean.
He's a back.
Goodness me.
Not in the shot.
Good old Majestic Cruise.
This
It's,
is-
I'm sure Sean will be saying good day to them.
A couple of largish ferries just wrecking.
I don't know where he goes there. Where's he? Where's
Two little jives, probably, Steve.
almost to jibe out.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? You can't live there.
So we're on the Finport, who's barnstorming their way through to second, doing a fabulous job.
So the way it's going, I just need Bing Lee to get up here, and I've got the 3 so far.
Hey, it's not over yet. Not over yet, Jimmy. But you do have 3 strong contenders there, I will give you that.
So the Asco through the snakes and ladders. Got about a 1 minute lead now over Finport. Finport certainly capable of challenging them, you know, with a race at about half distance, just short of half distance.
Noakes finally got through that cruiser. Now Rags is caught on the other side of it over.
Well, Rag's been forced to go high side. Now they're going to have to hoist and go over their bow. So unfortunate for them.
Start looking, and then commentators curse.
Commentators curse. Sorry, boys.
Just trying to give these guys a little bit of room that are coming in behind us here. So.
All right.
Nice little dial up there on the fin port.
Beautiful work from the fin port. So they've got the bit between their teeth, just a fraction over a minute. What do you think, Creeks? Will I catch him or not?
Andy, if you come back around to your left, mate, you'll pick up all these other guys coming in.
Keegan Yacht, Matt Stander and Charlie Gundy. Pretty good team.
Correct.
I think I'd...
The Rags finally got their chute back on to get back down over the bow of that thing.
I think they've got some work to do, Bucko, but I think that they're definitely in with the hunt.
Yep.
So a day's hard work already in the bow of the Rag, Jimmy, eh? Up, down in the water, off the wing, rehoist.
Don't miss that part about being a forward hand, I can assure you.
No.
I was very happy when, for some reason, I put on a few kegs and slid back in the boat to the sheet hands position. It was somewhat a bit easier.
Nice job by Jacob there in the bow.
Yeah, no, that was pretty tidy, wasn't it?
Yep.
Pretty good considering. Well, I think that's his third one down this road.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sucking in the big ones.
Yeah.
And the breeze pretty soft now down this end of the bay. Amazing. So, Quiggs, you never pulled the main sheet, though, or anything silly like that, did you?
Never.
Never. You just wiggled the wood and,
Wiggled the wood.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right.
Never had that kind of strength.
or insufficiently stupid, right?
And I absolutely never had the guts or the game plan to do the bow, that's for sure. Toughest job in sailing, in my view. One of them.
Yeah.
Big gap back to the next pack, so I think we'll just stay with these guys. We're definitely going to have our placings out of this lot.
Yeah, we will. So
All right. Just duck up here through the fleet and we'll chase, get onto Asco, who absolutely legged it.
So as a result of the first lap, we've got Asco clearly out in front, but being chased down by Finport. Sean Langman on the Noakes is a reasonably close third, still in touch, followed by Smeg, Bingley, the Rag, AOL,
And
Ilbay having a good race.
So this time up we have Asco going around the white mark, Finport going around the white mark, and Noakes going around the blue mark. So that might bring Noakes and Finport back closer together here too, boys.
Remember, James, that's the end of the unwind, so no more handicap correction, and Finport just in a bit of no wind there.
So the gloves are off after this one.
Yep.
But Asco's got a significant enough lead that I don't think they'll be too worried about the extra 50 metres to the top mark. Really doing a nice job today, those boys. And of course, following on from their victory in Lake Garda, the European Championships. Showing the benefits of the winter training program.
I think also having a crew that's been together for a couple of years, like I know Monty's only filling back in at the moment, that really pays a huge dividend too. Like where one of these other guys have got, not new crews, but new combination of crews, and that, that can make it very difficult on days like today when it's puffy and shifty like this.
Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, Monty sailed with them all last year.
Yeah.
But Trent Barnabas did Europe with them.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure where they're headed for the rest of the season, but, Monty's obviously very accomplished, so
Yeah.
well practiced, so they're a very good combination. But you're right, we're seeing on a particularly difficult day, some wobbles from some of the new crews and new combinations. That's absolutely true. Not from these boys, doing it well.
Yeah, a nice approach in here. They give themselves enough room to get to the ley line without any short tags.
One and in.
One and in, and they've got a good little phase of quite good strength to get to the mark and get away from the windward shore here. Bit of luck involved there. They'd be pretty up there in the weight division, wouldn't they, Queeks, these three guys? They're
well, if Doz has got his wallet with him, yeah.
Yeah, when Doz has got his wallet in his back pocket. The skipper's a real estate agent, and Sydney's been through one of those long-ish booms of asset prices, and Mr. Doran, one of the beneficiaries in some respects.
Good on him.
And good on him, exactly. Little lull now. Good pressure though coming out of the bay, so I think they'll go straight to a hoist though.
Oh, you'd have to, would you, Bucko? Like, you don't want to be sitting around up here for too long.
And you can't sit anywhere near Point Piper. Now the wind's gonna...
The ex-Prime Minister can't even sit near Point Piper at the moment.
That's right, that's right.
Is he New York?
No, he's back in the country, I think, mate. Low profile. So James, we think we might just wait here, eh, for the rest of the boys. Asco will just do a nice bear away. So just for the viewers not in Australia, we had a couple of notable departures from the living world this week, unfortunately, with yachting. The deaths of Robin Crawford and Ian Kiernan. Ian Kiernan, a prominent yachtsman and founder of Clean Up Australia, patron of the Sydney Flying Squadron, one of the good guys, and Robin Crawford, who was a prominent yacht owner and director of Macquarie Bank. Robin funded a lot of pretty good campaigns, and both of them made a significant contribution both to the community and to yachting in Australia.
Here, I don't mind. It's up to you guys. What do you think, Jimmy?
Bit late to catch him from here.
We only just make...
It's not all about the winner. 17 other sponsors out there.
Yeah, so I didn't actually understand what happened there, Steve. The ASCO slipped away and they beat pretty nicely, didn't they?
I think they picked the shifts well, Bucko. That, you know, as you said, as they came into the bay here, they kept themselves on the low side of the pressure and got the angles right and did a really nice job. I've got them like a minute and a half in front now, which is pretty handy lead.
Yeah, no, they've put I would have said at a guess 1 minute on the fleet in that beat.
Possibly.
Have a look who's come up through the fleet here, Ilve. Right in front of us. Like,
yeah, so next
they're going to the blue mark, right behind Smeggs. So, you know, Smeggs got to come up here to the white mark. So, Ilve into second. Finport with Keegan issuing a few instructions to the boys.
Oh, they look like they're enjoying it though, James, don't they? Matty Stewart having a laugh. And
I was going to say, Katud had a nice little smile on his face.
the ship seems to be operating pretty harmoniously.
Yeah.
That was a nice set there.
And that wasn't a bad set for us.
Even with a bit of a twist in it.
Only a small whiny.
So we've got a good race for second, haven't we? With the Finport, Ilve and Noakes. Smeg not that far behind, and here comes the Rag. So second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and the Bingleys there too, eighth. So we've got a bit of a race on our hands here.
Jimmy, we've got to chase these guys, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm going to go chase these guys or else we won't get down there.
There is definitely going to be some action down off the point.
This will be interesting, this leg. The breeze is a little different to the first time down. Gone back and lightened a little.
Like, Asco's well and truly gone, but they're right down.
Yeah, the leader's definitely gone.
Right down in there.
Smeg's just got, sorry, the leader's just got to the big header that comes out of Rose Bay. We're riding with Smeg and Dragon Famish. Wow, look at the leaders. Right.
Yeah, on board Smeg there. Ash Rooklyn doing a nice job. Looks very comfortable there. The rag looking ahead with a little bit of trepidation. What's to come?
Yep.
Nice little puff just about to hit the Smeg.
You can't see it. Just going behind the ferry up in front of us, viewers, but the Asco's taking a high risk option, trying to get round the head at Chowder Bay, flogging their chute.
It's not really required, is it, Steve, when you've got that much of a lead? And like if we come around to our right just a little, Andy, and have a look right in front of this ferry, you'll see the Ilve and Noakes
Absolutely.
really
full week.
giving all the punters on the Manly ferry a good dose of 18-foot skiff sailing.
Good action there. Be interesting to see how they handle the wash and the suction.
We're about to find out.
It's all about to happen.
There we go, over the wash, no worries. Both boats.
The Asco right down in there, they've just dropped their chute.
Right away in the far distance.
Here on the fin port, you've got the Tommy.
Now these guys, the fin port here thinks they're BMG running. The other blokes are desperately clawing for height. The fin port sort of in BMG running mode.
Yeah, they are. They just took a little step up in that right-hander that came through and took Noakes and Ilby low.
Yep.
So
Advantage,
to see.
advantage fin port.
Yeah.
More coming out of Rose Bay. They'll be fine. They won't be lacking pressure.
They're a little soft there.
Yeah, but
Keegan
still.
looks very comfortable down the back there, doesn't he? Like,
Yeah.
pulled himself up on the wire a little bit.
Yeah.
The next breeze line for them's, 20, 30 seconds away.
Yeah. Full VMG run.
Hold back, beers out.
Hey, but the other boys to leeward, and they're a good 200 yards to leeward, are
They're climbing.
climbing, but I think they're still in the drop mode to get over the headland.
Let's get down there and figure it out. We get Andy
Yep.
to come around to our left and pick up Noakes and Ilve. We'll leave Keegan up there to be blowing down with this
I
next
know,
one.
he's into the pup. He's off.
Speaking to John O'Witty during the week, and he asked me if I knew any 6 foot plus, 95 plus kg guys with a permanent position on board the boat. Today's really proven why he's chasing that person.
Well, Greggy Dixon doing a lovely job there.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
they are right on the edge.
Yeah. Doesn't get any more spectacular than that, does it?
No.
It's what makes you get up and go to work every day of the week, to get up and come sailing these things.
Absolutely.
Jono's doing a good job there, wheeling it up slowly, trying to get over this headland. Right on the edge though. Sean down in front of him on the Noakes doing the same.
Nice little roll in the front edge of the chute, just winding it up a little bit, showing his experience there.
Yeah. You'd really want Greg Dixon there, wouldn't you? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, they're pretty tight. They need to put the bow down, I reckon, Steve.
Well, there's a bit of action to come yet. I mean, they've got to make it reasonably close to the green marker because it's low tide.
Oh, no, they're
There's
okay.
three ferries coming at them. It's not over yet.
Not by far. Again, you could put the radio on, Steve, and we could suggest that they release the bang a little, but doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be popular.
I think it's a lesson for all of the
Jono to go the
Sailors
straight
out
back.
there
What do you
today.
reckon?
He's all right. He's comfortably there. Needs to seek the depth now. Yeah, he's back to VMG mode pretty much now.
He's got some waves to deal with.
He's
here
just
with
gonna. He's tipped it up a bit extra to get through the lee of the ferry that just went past. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, big arms there from Greg. Nice work. And unfortunately, Keegan got left behind there. So nice job, Noakes and Ilvey down that run. Took it on.
Asco's just dropping their spinnaker down at the bottom mark, nice and comfortable down there. So these guys, I dare say, would have a little double jibe into the bottom mark.
Oh, the Asco. Ooh, just okay.
Sean just jibing there on the Noakes.
Yeah, nice
Nice and
early
comfortable
jibe there.
jibe.
Good line.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it, to get it out of the way early and
Do a
come
jibe.
into the mark nice and comfortable instead of the rush. And,
Jibe drop at the bottom's always a good thing.
yeah,
Yeah, he's right on the money for a conservative jibe drop, isn't he? But that's good.
He may have even undercooked it a little
Oh,
bit.
he's a bit early.
Yeah, no, he's got to do it
Completing.
twice.
Bleeding, wow. He's early on his jive angle back in, so that's going to cause him some trouble, I suggest.
yeah, through in, pole back.
Yeah. Not allowed anymore, James, I keep telling you. We abolished that in 1983.
Yeah. The good thing for Ilve was, you know, Noakes sort of gave him a heads up on what was going on.
The jive angle hasn't changed, James. It's still 80 or 75 degrees.
Oh yeah, but yeah, with Sean having to do another little,
Noakes having to do 3 or 4 jibes.
No, he's trying to run square now.
and Ilve coming back around him after all that hard work that Sean did down that run to get over the top of the Ilve.
Yeah. Been a bit of pole back action today.
So
Bring back the pole back.
This bunch is going to round nose to tail pretty much, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They let both of those guys let Keegan back into it too.
Correct.
And the rag and Smeg.
And he'll be looking forward to the beat.
He will.
Keegan will be sitting there licking his lips, wouldn't he?
Yep.
Might be a problem on the Finport. Halyard's still at the masthead. Oh no, there she
Yeah.
goes. It's all right.
Very civilised down at this bottom mark, isn't it?
Yes, often not, so they've been good. Nice rounding from the Finport. Wow. Matty Stenner just getting the jib on while Charlie tidies up the chute.
The rag and the Smeg coming around together.
With the Bingley not far behind.
Still hear Keegan from here. He's some 300 metres away from me.
Oh,
Whoa.
the Bingley in a bit of bother here.
Yeah.
Bingley,
That's
swim,
bad.
swim.
Yep. Got chicken winged up.
Down you
So
go
easy
like
to do.
guys.
Lost steerage way.
Yeah, just
Upside
for the viewers
down
at home
tape.
looking up the course, AOL and Vintech, I think, and I can't see anyone after that.
No. We might fly up and stay with this group. What do you reckon? Good little tussle here between Smeg, Rag, Finport right in front of us. See the Rag putting the squeeze on Smeg here, just trying to force Smeg into attack to give himself a bit of clear air. Smeg responding quite well.
Yeah, but you'd think he'd be tacking, wouldn't you?
He won't want to stay there.
You can't live there.
No.
No. Well, Mikey's bending quite a fair bit there, so.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
Fiasco's completely in another postcode.
There you go.
Might go up and try and get onto the back of Ilve here.
Yeah, well, they've come out of that okay. You still imagine that Finport is the biggest threat, but
Oh, absolutely. Like, Jono's sort of on the Ilve here going up the middle and not much pressure. He's got a little bit coming towards him.
yeah, flood tide, Jimmy, you know where he's going, is probably okay.
Yeah. Well, that part of the harbour's never changed, has it, with the flood? The rag behind us, they've had to pull away to come around the Sound Pigs.
Got a good left-hander when they attack. Anyway, here we are. So we're travelling here with the Ilve. Noakes on starboard here, just behind them by a couple of boat lengths. And Ilve tacking with Noakes. A bit surprised by that.
John, I don't think he's in a match race.
We might tack with them.
Standing by on the camera cat, tacking.
Jono's done well there around the mark, if you'll recall. Looks like he's up into second place here. I think they're probably... Anyway, they're very close to Finport if they're not across them, depending on what happens in the next couple of minutes.
I think that, you know, Keegan on the Finport, I think a few more kegs on there, he'll be a bit more of a threat where they go up into Rose Bay where that breeze intensifies up in there.
Yeah, the Finport does have a pretty good high mo though, guys, and you know, we've remarked before they trimmed one order of magnitude less twist than all these other guys.
Yeah, they are.
Different setup.
Yep.
And they're easily in front here of these guys.
Noakes and Ilve both coming back.
I dare say Finport up into
Second.
second, and we're watching the third place here between the Ilve and the Noakes in a match race.
And
There's not much in it though.
No.
Second, 2, 3, 4.
advantage Ilve at this stage over Noakes, but
And out of view on the right-hand side of the harbour, we've got Smeg doing nice things, and the Rag, of course, not that far behind.
Just going to drop down to the leeward wing of Noakes here in case they decide to bail out. The aircraft carrier known as the camera cat doesn't pull up very well.
the turning circle modelled on the USS Enterprise, actually, Jones.
Well, if we make it work.
The Ilve just a bit higher and
Nate's getting forced here to tack.
able to give them that
Nice work on the Ilve there to force him into attack.
hurry up. Yeah. So they give us a clear view that Finport's about 6 boat lengths probably ahead now.
What Jono's got to be careful of here on the Ilve is down to our right, you've got the Rag and Famish just lurking around, and if it gets involved in just a one-on-one match race, you'll let the other boat straight into it.
And the Smeg doing good things right down on the leeward shore too. Yeah, probably in a bit more tide.
Yeah.
Yeah, historically, Steve, it doesn't usually work to go to the right-hand edge here, but he hasn't done any tacks either.
No.
Today's a good day to minimise tax.
Yeah.
We've been so shifty.
And of course he has to manage the ferries down there too, and there's 1, 2, 3 of them coming at him, so...
Wouldn't be Sydney Harbour if it wasn't.
rag doing a nice job just to lure the Ilvy here.
Jono
Grinding
in
up
front
on
of us,
them, making-
Jono on the Ilvay in front of us, waving at the Manly ferry, which is on pretty much on rail tracks, waving it to get out of the way.
He does, of course, have inside knowledge there, so it's not as silly as it
Yeah.
seems. He's an employee of Sydney Ferries.
Yeah. I don't know whether the picture of him sailing it's gone around the whole fleet at Sydney Ferry, so
I'm sure that I just saw the guy waving back.
yeah. We might try and chase up and get on the Asco, who's right up here. Via the fin port? Rightio.
Strap in.
Because those guys have gotten a little bit of trouble off that ferry.
Yep.
So Finport probably comfortably now in second.
Yeah, they've chosen the left-hand inside bend, haven't they?
Yep. And
Snuck up around, and there's good pressure up there. They've had pressure all the way through.
Asco comfortably in the lead.
We're on. There you go. They can swing it down nice and low. Big smile off Matty's centre, so they're pretty comfortable.
Yep, that's a pretty good step out, Steve. Look at that.
Yeah, nice job there. That, as you said, they.
And that rig is the most solid thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
Straight leached.
Yeah, yeah.
We saw that in the JJ last year,
Yeah,
didn't we?
yeah,
Like his
yeah.
VMG was excellent.
Yeah.
A lot less twist than everyone else.
Yeah.
Keegan just checking his time to see how many beers he can squeeze in before he's got to duck home for dinner. They look really comfortable there.
Yeah, they look solid, don't they?
Just a cruise.
Doing it easy.
Afternoon cruise. So I think the other thing, Steve, to note, the thing that's done in their boat with quite a bit more retention, and the jib set up quite a bit deeper with no sag. You know, as in, you know, more broad seam in the jib, but far less luff sag.
It all looks pretty solid there, doesn't it?
It looks fantastic, you know. So credit to the sailmaker in this particular case, Nick Daly.
Nick Daly done a nice
With a
job.
bit of help from Michael Carter, I think. Completely different setup to the North standard setup, sort of. But it does.
It is. It's probably fairly good in these uprange conditions.
Yep. A lot of jib sheet off in the tack, some bolt in there.
Yeah. Unpleated on the leeward side.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah.
All on camera too.
But they recovered that pretty
Well, Matty Stander calmly wandered down and
Just
popped
calmly.
it in the Not a problem, boys. Yeah, they've really stepped out. In fact, they're a lot closer to Asco than they were too. Not that Asco's in any danger, but
No. Still, they're about one minor error away from danger, aren't they?
they are.
Get up here on Asco and we might even follow them back down to the zoo.
Yep. You know, Steve Lewis used to say how much lead is sufficient to take your foot off the gas. We used to say 3 minutes was the minimum cushion before you could operate with any complacency whatsoever.
3 minutes isn't much.
No, I know.
You can capsize,
Yeah.
get the chute packed away, and
Yeah.
get it back up in 3, could
That's
you?
right, exactly.
You were good.
Exactly.
That's good. That's because Bucko didn't have to pack the chute. Well, you would have, wouldn't you? With
No, the big fella did the sheet packing.
Really?
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, he must have been good.
He was good, you know.
A shout out to all the 18-foot skiff sailors, Big Fella and Coco and all the boys up at the Etcher Worlds. I think the invitation race was today.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting, won't it?
Will.
It was a good representation.
these guys are right on the ley line here into the Shark Island YA mark. A few more little left-handers like that, they'll feel a bit more comfortable.
Yep. I mean, Steve, you can see from here the Asco distinctly more luff sag in the jib, you know, compared to the...
yeah, and a bit deeper and quite a bit twisted, more twisted.
Yeah. Lovely ley line, beautiful. Beautiful.
We'll run down with these guys, Jack?
Sure.
Get Chits to get a couple of happy snaps for the Asco sponsor.
Oh, have a look at this, boys. I said lovely ley line. I've jinxed them.
We're all here for the commentator's curse again.
Ooh. And there's no wind on the other side of this big puff. They're struggling now.
It's getting a bit funky as the day goes on up here, Bucko.
This might be a ferry-induced lull, actually, Steve, I think, looking upwind. A little lull and made a bit worse by the ferries.
Key positioning.
Positioning itself.
So based on what happened last time, do you hang on for a couple of 100 metres or do you go early?
I think you've got to have a look at what the next puff looks like and make a call.
I think it's a bit lighter.
It's a bit lighter, yeah.
I think I'd go to the pole and then have a crack.
Go to the wharf. Get past the wharf. First job. Here they go. Breeze a long way forward, Steve, at this moment. Look at that. Bow at the Mark II sailing. So that tells you, that's a little clue. You might be able to hold for a tick.
Well, they don't need to take a risk, do they?
No, they can be very conservative here. Harry, you've got to keep trimming that jib, mate. Wow. Here we
There
go.
you go.
There goes, but hoisting.
Big puff just about to hit them as the chute sets.
Caught around the jib.
But the hoist was made, so that's all good.
Tack line needs to come on. There we go.
Not too bad. So, Steve, these guys, I'm not sure they've added, but anyway, one of the few boats with the skirt tidying up the bottom of the rig there, around the bang of the mast.
Yeah, looking for a little bit of an aerodynamic improvement there with the end plate
effect. The mark there, boys, behind us. So what's that, about a minute? Just on a minute.
1 minute back to Finport.
So Finport obviously closed the gap up from when we're down at Obelisk, and they've set straight away, which is, looking at Asco, I don't know.
Let's go with it. Get the loud noise up.
Bring these Yamahas,
Not a lot of traffic here now, being late in the afternoon, and it's not a particularly pleasant day here in Sydney. So there's only one
beautiful
boat
day
to
here in
contend
Sydney.
with. Really?
Every day's a beautiful day in Sydney.
I'd say the correct phrase, Steve, might be unseasonably cool.
Here they go for a knock-off on the Asco, knocking the spinnaker off.
Oh, and Monty came off his hook there for a second. Harry done it on his own. Pretty good. And only to be told in about 30 seconds time to rehoist.
Yeah. We said at the start, a tough day for the forward ends.
Nate's just rounding the mark there at Shark Island in third. Keeping you updated with what's going on behind us. Keep on the Asco. Just as Harry's finished closing that bag up she comes again. Thank you very much.
It's just fantastic, isn't it?
How was your week at the gym, Harry?
Yeah. Still, that's pretty good.
Yeah, nice job there.
Well done, boys.
2 jibes into the mark, I'd say.
Sure they'll have a little let down here coming in with these these puffs that are coming out of there, Bucko?
Well, the mark's pretty deep from here.
Definitely a lot softer than it was half an hour ago.
Yeah, no, the mark's real deep in there, isn't it? So they'll be...
Yeah, no, you can't see behind us, but Keegan's well inside Bradley's head.
They're knocking off the chute as well, aren't they, boys?
Yeah,
And Noakes and Smeg are both delayed at the top. So
Okay. We're still on Asco here, so we'll
Yep.
follow them in. They're looking very comfortable. Doro just having a little look around to see what's going on.
looks like they might lay. You might be right, James. They've got enough wind and enough head of it. They might not have to do a jibe, so that will make their job easier.
Doll's giving us a little smile there, so he's pretty comfortable.
Yep. He knows he's got a good little header just coming here now, so
They've got a comfortable lead anyway, so even if they are deep here, they're fine.
I've been declaring time to cut. Yes, boys.
Harry just adjusting a few strings, a few control lines there before they go for the drop, setting things up. Keegan's gone shoot back up behind us on the fin port.
These guys are a little bit no wind at the mark here. They're absolutely stopped.
Probably a blessing in disguise. Harry Bethwaite seems to be having a little bit of a origami lesson in the bottom of the boat.
You're right.
Won't need the spinnaker again, so all is well.
Pretty tidy.
Yeah, nice job, boys.
So it is a race for third still. Oh no, it's a 12-footer.
Go.
Confused. I think
How about we just stay at the bottom mark for a little while and then go up to the finish with Asco? Happy with that?
All right. Well, if we get Andy to come around to his left, we'll pick up the fin port coming into this bottom mark. I've just got a 12-footer. Just got to negotiate. One of those yachts coming out for a spectate.
big brand new Beneteau, Jimmy. Ooh. So the fin port running square into the mark, and the guys behind them. Have a look back up, Steve. The VMG running, amazing.
Big change in the breeze in the
Yeah.
last 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Noticeably, fin port has closed the gap on Asco, but I don't know if there's enough runway left to
No,
hunt them down from there, but
No, I think it's
good effort from the fin port
put
to get
down
back.
the glasses, Jimmy. I
Yeah.
think that Asco's built sufficiently. They should be untroubled on the way to the finish there.
Game of find the wind now. Breeze has faded significantly. And
Finport struggling to even get 3 strings.
Yeah, well, they got jumping on some centreboard, get more board down there.
They put the board down. They're in a bit of a puff now, but it's not very fresh compared to how it was half an hour ago.
And all of the other boats ending up high on the mark, Bucko. They're all
Yeah, VMG run for
VMGing down.
the peloton.
jibe time.
Jibe time, but Smeg looks like they've come to the mark with a bit of wind here, so they will lay, I think, without jibing from there.
They've done a good job, haven't they?
Yeah, they
Grind
have.
their
Well,
way
they
through the
can
fleet.
always go one in here just to get down to the bottom mark's not going to hurt them. Noakes may have to do another one. Do you think that 12-footer up behind with the red spinnaker, Bucko? Do you think someone's grabbed the wrong spinnaker out of the wrong bag?
Or put the wrong mast in.
Rather large.
Hey, as you know, James, 12-footers continue to amaze. Always did, always will. what an impossible boat they were. Did you ever sail one, Steve?
Only once.
Yeah, that was enough, right?
That was enough. No, I enjoyed it. It was good.
Oh, geez.
But a handful. Jeez, I don't have enough arms to sail a 12-footer.
I had a couple of sails back in the day when they had some, symmetric spinnakers, where the pole was in 2.5 or 3 bits.
Yeah.
You had twin kickers. Action here, the Noakes. Nice work, boys.
On. Sand it.
Never an issue.
Jibe drop under pressure. And I was the forward hand, and you definitely needed 3 arms. Not 2, definitely 3.
Or 4.
Or 4.
Four's even better.
Yeah, that's right. If you could get the thing off the park, through the moorings successfully, that was a triumph, I thought. Amazing. Anyway, it's a good training ground, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Amazing little boats.
Sure. That back in the era, I suppose, Dave Porter, Ian Murray, both from that hardcore background.
Michael Coxon.
And Cocko as well, he did, of course. Michael Coxon Senior.
Yeah, well. So what's the lesson out of today, Bucko?
Well, lesson 1, leave the park a bit earlier for the Finport. The race will start on time. It's not a nursery, it's
Punctuality is key.
punctuality is important. Do at least go to both ends of the line and figure out that it would be possible to cross the line perpendicular to it on port tack.
Yeah.
That will give you a clue about which end you should start. How's that, James? Is that
Oh yeah,
I got one more.
I think we've seen that with the Asco out here early. They tried the line and forward-handed and they haven't been headed all day.
No, they haven't. And the last one for me, Bucko, is when you get to the top mark, all forward hands let the vang off.
Aha, yes. You're right.
Trying to chase up to get some negotiating to do here with a fast ferry and then get up onto the Asco for the finish. Yeah, they look a little bit. I've just got this.
I can't.
I'll take this guy off.
No, he's coming away.
Close between Sneg and Ilbay for third here. Like just looking at Asco up the track, they've taken a big header. They've had to tack over how much of a header they got coming out of Double Bay. You can see the fin port there on the same breeze there, Bucko.
Yeah, breeze gone back to the right. A couple of little grey clouds and some cold air. She's gone hard right and built back up a bit as well. So Finport at least having a shot at it, but Asco was still a 90-second cushion, so. About to tack for the last time in this race.
Hope it's the last time. But, how shifty it's been, Bucko.
Yeah, no, it's only plus or minus 30. Hasn't been too bad.
I think Boz is making sure that he's definitely there for this one. Here they go. Just about to turn.
Well up on the ley line, I would suggest.
I think he knows what happened before. Yeah.
No need to tack twice.
No.
I'd call that.
Oh no, header.
Look, there you go.
Jib's not quite in hard enough either anyway. Deary me. We've jinxed them.
No, they'll be right.
Jib coming in now. That's the new call, Steve. You know, it's not the Manly Junior kids anymore. It's for these blokes, get the jib on some more.
Yeah.
Hard to shoot them hard enough.
Very good win here to the ASCO and the Alf Beashel Memorial.
Post to post.
Comprehensive, wasn't it?
Yep.
I mean, you said right from the start they were out early, they picked the right end, they port tacked the fleet, and they haven't put a foot wrong. So,
No.
Fabulous victory, boys. Well done.
Well done, yes.
Well done, and particularly after they were slightly indifferent last week. They
Just going down there to buzz the ferry. I think Kim's on board. Harry's pumping up the ferry there. He's still got plenty. He wants another spinning hoist, I think.
I doubt it, mate. I doubt it.
Their fans going nuts on the ferry.
Yeah.
And we had a very good lot of sponsors out again today. We had a fabulous night on Friday night for the season launch. Well over 3/4 of our sponsors were there. It was fabulous to see all them along. So
Yeah. We'll just get Andy to come back
It was good
around
fun.
to the right. Around to the right, Andy. That's it. Just got the fin port coming to the finish.
Well, the Finport comfortably second. Just a bit over a minute in arrears, not too bad. And that minute was basically from the start, wasn't it, Steve? So
Yeah, I think
the
it
difference
was.
between the Finport being a little late to the line and starting at the wrong end,
Preparation is key.
ASCO, well, they won't be too unhappy with second, and they'll be thinking optimistically about the scratch race next week, I think. So
Yeah.
good
Nice
show.
job, boys.
Yeah.
On the fin port.
Charlie Gundy, Matt Stenner, and the big fella. Keegan York.
yeah, they didn't do too much wrong either, did they?
No.
They
So we did talk about reliability before the race, and we didn't put ASCO in the reliable sort of bracket because of what they did last week, but they were reliable today.
they were reliable today.
Well, I seen what number was up on that flagpole thing at the back of the start boat to tell you what course you got to do.
Well, that's right, as well. That's always important.
Big
But
help.
Jimmy, who hasn't made that mistake of not checking the number on the flagpole?
I did sail with Doz for quite some years in the 16s, and you always had to go, Doz, it's course whatever.
Yeah.
Are you 100% you know where we're going?
Now back to the yacht race. Who do we like for third? We've got Ilvy, the Rag, and the Smegglers. I like the Rag. Big movers.
Yeah, no, they've shaken them up on this beat, haven't they?
Yeah, well, it's not over yet, but
Fat lady's warming up though.
yeah, the Smegger up on the left-hand side. Anyway,
Ilvy coming into the port end.
Well, the Rag's got a tack.
Got to do one more good
Rag's
tack.
got a tack.
He's going back to the port end. Yeah, he's across. He's going to get the final spot on the podium.
And the Smeg with a big right-hander.
And very close for fourth.
I think the Rag.
it's close.
It is close, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not sure that Ilvy's done the
Smeg
right thing here.
And the Ilvay. Jono saved his best to last.
That's right.
Oh, I think it got him home in front of the Smeg.
I
No?
don't think so.
No, I think the Smeg's got him there.
Okay.
Last week's winner.
was
over
worth
to
a
our
crack.
left Is, you had to do it. There was no other way to try and beat him. Come around to our left, you got last week's winner, Noakes. Sean Langman.
18-foot skiff with insufficient momentum to shoot head to wind and do anything, Steve.
I thought he might have got his pole across.
Yeah, maybe.
Another good day for Sean and the boys.
Yeah, he was in and
Nathan
about the
and
podium all day. A bit disappointed with how they've gone the last lap, but I suppose that also reflects to some degree the last unwind of the handicaps was
Big cruel.
40 minutes ago. Yeah,
Mm.
only a two-lapper in essence. So that's the Alf Beashel Memorial Trophy, and we did mention Alf at the start of the coverage. He has obviously there's a family of Beashels, all of considerable ability. in the yachting community. But the Beashel Buoy, the Windward Mark in the nor'easter, which in the original nor'east course that the club sailed here, the fleet rounded the Sound Pigs Reef, which led to some incidents, and so Alf went to some trouble to get permission to lay the mark, which now bears his name, just on this side, on the southern side of the Sound Pigs Reef, so nobody dinging their centreboards anymore on the rounding mark. Alf was also notable for writing very succinct and accurate race reports, which used to be published in a little black and white newsletter every week. So your program for the race was the handicaps, the results from the prior week, and Alf's one A4 page essentially, I suppose, in these days, race report, which was always scrutinised carefully by all the crews and a good historic record.
Well read. So we're just on the AOL. Brett Van Munster, Kurt Vaturis and Sam Ellis. And I think that next week we may even see the unveiling of the winning skiff, the much anticipated new boat for the season.
Well,
Plenty on to finish there.
the first championship race, so the appliances gets through there. The camera cat is finishing. Flag us through, boys. We need a prize as well. Yeah, good. So we think that that's it from the camera cat for today. A cool southerly. Asco, the all-the-way winner with Finport and
Rag.
the Rag on the podium. On behalf of the camera cat crew, over and out from Sydney Harbour. Look forward to your company next week. Championship event, same time, same place. Bye for now.
See you later.